Good afternoon, everybody. So as you can see, here is the robot arm. And our robot arm is actually a cobot, which means it is a collaborative robot. And the collaborative robot, the cobot, is different from the traditional robot in two main ways. Okay, A, it is safer, and B, it can work with a human. The reason why the cobot is safer because there are a lot of sensors, a lot of different sensors in the robot. For example, the eye-in-hand camera here is a sensor. So by using these sensors, the robot can know where the people are and work with people efficiently. Another thing you need to know about the robot arm is that the robot arm has 6 joints, 6 different joints. So joint number 1 is here, and joint number 2, here's joint number 3, joint number 4, joint number 5, and finally joint number 6. And if you just press the free button on the eye-in-hand camera, you can move each joint freely. So for example, now I'm moving joint number 1, okay, and joint number 2. So as you might notice, each joint has 2 directions. So just press the button and you can move them freely. Okay, joint number 4, joint number 5, and finally joint number 6. Okay, so as some of you might have noticed, at the end module of the robot arm, there's a gripper. So you can grip different things. So if you want to use the gripper, just press the gripper button right here. Okay, so now it grips, and press it again, and now it releases the object. Okay, so grip and release. Okay, so here you go. This is the robot arm. Okay, the control box. So you cannot see the control box now because the control box is now in the suitcase. And basically you can think of the control box as a computer. Okay, it is the brain of the robot arms. So basically the control box will give instruction to the robot arm and tell the robot arm what to do. Okay, the calibration plate. So the main function of the calibration plate is to make sure that the eye-in-hand camera is parallel with the surface here. And it makes sure that the camera will get a clear vision without distortion. So by looking at the little dots on the calibration plate, the robot arms will adjust its own position and make the eye-in-hand camera, again, parallel with the surface. The I/O cables. So the I/O cables connects the robot arms with the control box. So the control box gives instructions to the robot arms through these I/O cables. The TM landmark. The TM landmark is actually the icon of the Techman company, which is the provider of our robot arms. You can think of the TM landmark here as a simpler version of the calibration plate. Okay, it's a simpler version of the calibration plate. Its main function is by looking at the landmark, the robot can adjust its position to make the camera parallel with the TM landmark. This way, it can avoid image distortion, so we can have a good photo that's easily identifiable. Power cable of the control box. So the power cable of the control box basically gives power to the control box. Ground wire. So ground wire keeps you safe. So the main function is that it offers an additional path for the electrical circuit to flow into the earth. So if there's a short circuit, the electrical circuit will flow through the ground wire here instead of your body, so that you won't get a shock or electrocution. Power cable of the robot arm basically gives power to the robot. Okay, so now that we're finished with all the technical terms, we'll do a quick review. So you can scan the QR code or just click on the link here, and you can see we have prepared a bingo game for you. So we can review the technical terms we've just learned through this bingo game. The first step to start the robot arms, okay, you need to make sure the robot arm is in a safe position. In other words, you don't want the joints to be too close to each other. The reason for that is when I start the robot, when I press start, the robot will start the booting process, and the robot might move a little bit. So if the joints are too close to each other, it may collide with each other, and we don't want that. Okay, we don't want that. So you got to make sure the robot arm is in a safe position. And after that, you got to release the emergency button. Okay, right here. Okay, sometimes students will accidentally press the emergency button, and since we're sure that the robot is in a safe position, we don't need this. So just twist it and release the emergency button. So to start the robot, you need to press the power button right here on the robot stick to activate the robot. So as you can see now, the signal light on the robot stick and the indication light ring are both red, and the indication light ring are flashing red, which means the robot is now booting. So you have to wait for a while, and the robot may move a little bit, and after the robot finished booting, the indication light ring will be constant blue. Okay, so just wait for a while. So after the robot stopped booting, after the robot finished booting, you can see the indication light ring, the light on the indication light ring is constant blue, which means the robot is in auto mode. And in the factory, only the operator uses the auto mode, because the auto mode is really straightforward, just play and stop. And if you want to make the robot arms do specific tasks, you want to add some project and make it do different things, you got to use the manual mode. Okay, so to enter the manual mode, just simply press the MA button on your robot stick. And as you can see, the indication light ring here now is constant green, which means it has entered the manual mode. So next, I will show you how to use the robot arms, use the manual mode to do some really simple tasks. So in order to control the robot, first you need to log in. Okay, so just press login, and the password is empty, just press OK and press get control. And now we can successfully control the robot. As you can see, the icon on the top of the screen will become green. So I'll show it to you again. Release control and get control. The icon becomes green. And the first way to move a robot is really simple, as we have mentioned before. You can just press the free button on the camera, and you can move the robot arm freely. But this way of movement is not very accurate. So a more accurate way to move the robot is actually use the project. Okay, so you can just press the project button, and now we have to create a new project. So just press plus on the new button, and I'll name my project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, and now you can press the controller button on the top of the screen here, the controller. And as you can see, this is a simulation of the robot arm, and it has 6 joints: J1, J2, J3, J4, J5, and J6. So now, if I turn the speed to 3% and I move the robot, okay, as you can see on the screen, the robot will move accordingly. At J1, at J2, at J3, here. And you can also change the base, so you can use the base structure to move the robot, the XYZ structure. So X, okay, I'll make it a little bit faster. Y-axis, the Z-axis, and you can also enter certain number. For example, the X-axis now is 527, and if I want to make it move to 500, I can just press a certain number and press move. Okay, the X-axis will move to a position that I desire. Okay, so now I'll show you how to grip the dice here. Okay, so in order to grip the dice, we will also use the controller. So as you can see, I need my robot arms to go lower in order to grip the dice. So I will control the Z axis here. Okay, so I'll make it lower, and you can just change the speed here. You know, don't move too fast because some accident may occur. So don't move too fast. Okay, a little bit higher. Okay, so now I'm in my desired position. So now I use I/O, which stands for input and output, and I use the N module. Okay, the N module is basically the gripper here. Okay, the N module is control the gripper. So I'll change the DO, which stands for digital output, to high, and the gripper will grip. And now I want my robot arms to move a little bit higher. Okay, so as you can see, the robot arm is now gripping the dice. And if I want to release the dice, again, use I/O, and you just change the DO0 to low. And now it released the dice. As simple as that. Finally, it's time to do it yourself. There are 4 steps. The steps are as followed. Step 1, activate the robot. Step 2, switch to manual mode. Step 3, start a project. Step 4, grip the dice. So you can follow the steps and do it again yourself. If you're not sure what to do, you can watch the video again to review. Thanks for listening today. I hope you have a nice day.